have to say, I don't own any of this JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Steel Ball Run, and I would like to read it. And I'm hoping I can do 5 chapters per episode, 19 episodes tight. I wouldn't say I was a professional reader. I'm not a professional YouTuber. I just want to build up confidence talking. I think I've got a lot to say, so reading this shouldn't be too hard for me. But saying that, I'm just gonna try to keep it a chill environment where I just, read it, and if I mess up, that's your issue, really. Yeah, that's how cool I am. I'm probably not gonna read all this. I'll leave it on screen and you can read it. I'll do a little timer, and basically what it tells us is just some reference of the time, what's going on. And this is quite a big jump, because from part 1 to 6, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has been going in time order. Part 6, Stone Ocean, we were introduced into a new universe. Uchi, who discovered Heaven's plan, actually created and introduced the idea of multiple universes. I think that's great about JoJo and all the parts, is that it introduces something new in each part that carries on to the next. It stands by itself, but also together it makes it so much better. Into Steel Ball Run, it's a completely different universe, and because of that we can start at any time that we want, because it's not really following along the JoJo story, but it is as well. Quite interesting like that. So if you took the time to read this will just tell us some backstory about what's going on at the time, the steam locomotive and things like that. It is very good to read. We can see on this page is that a man is running away from some tribal Native Americans, and he's running fast. Seems to have a snake tattoo. I was looking at some JoJo art yesterday, and it's really incredible how great the art is. How the use of posing and colours. I think that is the best thing about it, the posing and the colours. People say that the clothing and style in it is really great, and I think that's mostly to do with the colour, the incredible colour that is used. Just one of the most amazing things by looking at the covers. The art that is produced in JoJo, it's just amazing. I'm probably going to end up editing this quite a bit. I hope I can produce a good quality of video. I want to do sound effects, some maybe music. Yeah. So I should probably edit this bit out where I'm just yapping. Sandman, you always separated yourself from the tribe as a child, like you were making fun of us. It's your own tribe being chased off and its ancestors' land by the white man. Are you looking down on us like that? Punishment. Give him punishment. One who goes against the laws must be punished. You are unforgivable, Sandman. What the? He dove under my horse. Whoa! Sandman is bleeding out. He's just jumped under a horse. What a crazy strategy. Laughing. Are you insane, Sandman? Just what are you thinking? You purposely got kicked by my horse so you could jump onto the rocks? Wow. And you're still climbing. Shoot him with your arrows. So you were here after all, huh? Why you? Stop it. Please stop it. Sorry. I'm really sorry, sis. Please. I'm going back together, Sandman. I'll apologize with you. Promise to the elder and the chief and everyone that you won't read the white man's books anymore. Apologize and tell them you didn't mean to insult the tribe. You're wrong. That's where our opinions differ, big sis. It's been reading white man books. White man is the enemy, but protecting yourself by understanding the enemy's culture.
Die in the life of a true Brexit geezer.
Won't work in these times. Everybody thinks we're being hounded from our ancestors' land, but the white man's basic concept is money. There is no such thing as the ancestors' land anymore. This place belongs to the person that holds the money.
I shall hold the money.
Like that since you're a child. Once you've decided, you never cooperated with anyone else. That's why nobody ever understands what you're thinking. Let me show you something. It's over there. What are these things? Is there something you're trying to tell me? I happened across these things 2 weeks ago. Did someone carve them out? Or did they scrape them? They're perfect spheres. How did they do it? These are all perfectly smooth. Each of these pits is a perfect sphere, and they would have to scrape at an incredible speed to make so many of them. So what? I also found some of the white man's books here. This was done by a white man? You never said the white man was so close to us.
Two bros chilling in the hot tub, 5 feet apart cause they're not gay.
Take it easy. This guy was alone and he's not an enemy. He didn't come here looking for gold mines or to steal anything. How would you know that? He was training here in this wasteland. Training. We also seclude ourselves to the mountains to hone our hunting skills, don't we? I can tell by the tracks. He's been running through this place again and again. Look at these tracks here. They're incredible. He's been jumping here. Amazing. He reached at least 8 meters in one leap. 3 horses worth. It's kind of funny that Sandman also does this quite easily, but he's still amazed. I just discovered that he was running with something in his hand. Stone or iron. Something very heavy. Is that it? Is that what scraped the holes in the walls? Just what are you trying to tell me? Big sis, I wanted to say goodbye. I won't be coming back to the village. I'm going on a trip. This is a newspaper. Can you read it? It's a steel wall run race. Prize money will be given to the winner. Oh my god, they said the name of the chapter.
Oh, come on! I don't appreciate drug addicts in my town. I'm a family guy. He said it!
Steel Wall Run race. $50 million. Enough of the white man's money to buy this wasteland. Our land since our ancestors' time. Seems like we're in a different location. Definitely not in the wastelands anymore. Before we move on, let's talk about the opening segment that introduces Sandman. It's a compelling hook, which makes a great story. Especially for the first few pages, you need that hook. Many believe Steel Ball Run is the best JoJo part, and here's why. As we read the first few pages, the Steel Ball Run race is a mystery in itself. Who started it? Who is funding it? Is it for good or is it for evil? I want to know the characters behind it. The characters are crucial, and the promise of more exciting characters like Sandman is the hook for me. Particularly Sandman. He's not just racing, he dreams of reclaiming his native wasteland with the prize money. He's racing for his home, his tribe, and his family. He's put his family's trust on the line. So why care about other characters? What makes their motives more compelling? Sandman's sacrifice sets a standard, making his journey profound. I'm rooting for him, and he's fighting for a cause that resonates. As readers, we're emotionally invested. It seems like, not to spoil, but this is not brought up again, I don't think. And we all meant to think that these are steel balls of Gyro. So he's been training in the wasteland, apparently. He just came to train in the wasteland, which is kind of weird. Is that weird, guys? I don't know. Do people talk about this? If anyone knows more about why is the white man training in the wasteland with a steel ball? I don't know. Yeah, comment down below. Excuse me, we've had complaints, Mr. Steel. Special toilets built on the beach are overflowing with waste. There is a horrible smell and some maggots are swarming. A kid even fell into the waste. We don't have enough tents. We've had a fire from those tents, and a lion and a Komodo dragon have escaped the cages. We don't have enough drinking water. The Orientals are killing, cooking, and eating the dogs. French are laying on the beach with their peepees hanging out, and a fight may break out because of it. Why you? What's a Komodo dragon doing on the beach anyway? Understand this. You take care of the trouble. That's your job. That's what I'm paying you for. You're supposed to take care of this. Don't bother me with this again. But Mr. Steel, there are too many unpredictable events occurring right now. We predicted there would be 500 participants in this contest. There are 2 days before the race starts, and 2,000 people from all across America are gathering on this beach. More will come. The number of horses will be threefold, and many more spectators and related guests will come. We should celebrate this, but there is a chance this race might be over before it even begins. Oh, we can add another million. Do something about it. Go over the budget. Increase our capacity fourfold. And tell those foreigners, if you have to eat dogs and show off your peepees, tell me why. And if they don't quit it, kick them out. It may be because of their culture or religion, but so what? As long as they're on this beach, they're under my rule. We should move to another room, Mr. Steel. The Steel Ball Run Press conference is about to start. Alright. I'll be there soon. I love this cowboy aesthetic. Horses, people going about their business with mustaches. I love it. Mr. Steel is watching very closely. The door closes. What am I gonna do? I'm so scared. What's gonna happen if this goes bad? What if the race falls apart? It's alright, Steven. You've been a promoter for 40 years, you old person. If you're over 40, then you're just so old. Believe in yourself. Do your best, my dear. I'll do my best. There. What a great little segment. I want to talk more about Steven Steel, what this scene means to me, but no spoilers. Steven Steel first shows that he's confident, maybe dismissive, he's quick with his idea. This might be irresponsible. He's a businessman, he knows he can afford this, and he sorts out the issue very quickly. He's very competent, he's very charismatic, and he's able to do that significant role. I want to meet the person who is in charge of the Steel Ball Run. So my hook is still there, but I've got so many questions about this guy. And he starts crying, he tells Lucy Steele he's scared, and he doesn't want things to go bad. He's acting like a child, but it's understandable, to be honest. A lot of pressure on him. Is he going to be an evil person? And this is him manipulating? Is he going to be a really good person? This is just him having a human moment. Really, time will tell. Mr. Stephen Steele. About the Steel Ball Run race. That begins in 2 days. You have repeatedly explained this before, but please explain it to the news readers around the world. We will then move on to the Q&A. The Steel Ball Run race will start on September 25th, 1890, 10 a.m. on the Pacific San Diego beach. The goal will be New York, making it mankind's first North American cross-country horseback race. The distance is roughly 6,000 kilometers. Following this route, the champion will receive $50 million, which will be deposited to the individual's East and West bank accounts. Does Sandman really have an East and West bank account, or will that be set up when he wins? Second place, £1 million. Third place will get £500,000. Fourth place, £250. I'm saying pounds because I'm a European English dude. Read the rulebook for more details. I love that in the 1890 there is still a statement saying, please check the fine print. As long as the participant is age 16 or older, nationality, race, sex, and pro or amateur status will not be questioned. There is a necessary participation fee, which is $1,200 per person. Let's move on to the questions. This guy says, tell us the sponsors of this contest. He starts to yap on about different sponsors. I'll pause here if you want to read. Pioneering spirit. When the railroads were first opened in the North American continent, people said the age of the horse is over. This race accepts that challenge. Come with any kind of machine. This race is a first in history. Nobody can predict anything that could happen. With one machine or with one horse. No one has ever raced without rest against competition for 70,000 meters to 100,000 meters per day for a total distance of 6,000 kilometers. It would take roughly 60 to 80 days to reach the goal. Like I said before, we can't predict that. In this race, the exchange of horses is prohibited and results in disqualification. Also, the race goes partially through uncharted territories. That means going through wastelands without roads. But still, 60 to 80 days is still the estimated completion time. I wonder, so there's going to be thousands of horses, and they say they're going to track the horses with nose prints and fingerprints, hoof prints or whatever. How are they going to do that for more than 2,000 horses? If you know how this is done, comment that down below. I'm interested. I know that Araki, the writer, puts a lot of research before he starts. One of his favorite characters, Rohan, talks about how he looks at the real world before he starts writing. Yeah, I think that's really interesting, and that's one of my favorite things about JoJo, is that you'll be reading and you'll find out just weird stuff. Part 6, Feng Shui Stand, where he talks about war techniques and how in ancient Asia that they use Feng Shui techniques in like war. How cool is that? That's just super interesting. I didn't know that. I think that's a great thing about Araki and JoJo. Any more questions? There are some complaints about the $1,200 entry fee being a money-making racket. $1,200 is the same as a regular worker's monthly salary. I don't believe so. Participants hired during the race, how would they get back home? Their travel expenses, medical expenses, hotel fees, and food expenses, we will cover all of that. This race is a sport. Will you be allowing the possession of weapons? Like the Second Amendment says about the right to bear arms, we cannot take that away with our rules. One might have to spend the night in undeveloped territories where there will be poisonous snakes and animals, wild animals. As long as it's not considered criminal behavior, we won't say anything about that. The answer is yes. Security during the race should be provided by oneself. Tell us some of the champion candidates for this race. The cowboy of Wyoming, Mountain Tim, annually travels 4,000 kilometers through the pastures with 3,000 cattle. He's quite the looker too. From the Arab country of Egypt, Ermand Avdol is practicing with a camel. Yes, he crosses the Saharan Desert 3 times annually. I think this is the first character that we see from one universe to the next, because Muhammad Avdol is obviously from part 3, but obviously now he's got no friends. He's on a horse race instead of going to kill Dio. From the Far East, the equestrian master Dotan. He is the descendant of Genghis Khan, raised by royalty and became a genius jockey of the horse racing world. Diego Brando, known as will his genius on the tracks work in long distance? The distance is tremendous. If no one reaches the finish line in New York, then the race is a failure. The sponsors will be furious, and there will be a total loss of trust in the contest itself. How will you take this responsibility for that? I might be eliminated. That was a joke. Failure is, listen closely, true failure is forgetting the pioneer spirit and staying far away from challenging hardships. There is no such thing as failure in this race. There are only adventures. The Steel Ball Run race will be an event, the likes of which this world has never experienced before. One more question. Is the person behind you your wife? I've heard she's 14. This interview is over. When the $1,200 entry fee is paid, there will be no refunds due to personal reasons. The start of the race in 2 days will be held rain or shine, or regardless of accidents. Please sign here to acknowledge the rules. We will record the rider's fingerprints and horse's noseprints on the starting day. Once recorded, exchange of riders or horses is strictly prohibited. This is your player identification card number B636. Also included is the race commemoration badge.
Yo-hoo! いいね!
Yo-ho-ho! Oh, hey, never seen these things before. What do you use them for? What? And you can see in this panel that the user color is amazing. Oh, wow.
Stop! Stop! I wanted to apologize for the awful microphone quality. I was messing with the filters and other things like this. But I think I'm going to try fix that for the next episode. But you guys need to help me. You need to tell me if you find this is what I would say is the more natural, less filtered microphone, or do you prefer the kind of crisp sounding microphone? And that's throughout the video. Yeah, so I apologize for that, and yeah, I'm gonna put this here. I was gonna put it at the start, but if you press on a video and someone starts telling you how bad the microphone quality is, I think I would just click off the video immediately. So I'll put it here. So you just got clickbaited, I think. Yeah, enjoy.
What the? Legs, my legs. What the hell? I was just trying to make small talk. I was just curious, why do you have these round things in your gun belt? Is that so? Why can't my legs stay there? I'm not being held down or anything. If there's nothing wrong with the participation fee on the counter, I'll believe you. Not it, look. There is only $1,180. $20 short. Are there any discounts? Of course not. This isn't a general store. I see. But didn't I just pay? I put it on the counter. I did put it there. I haven't issued a receipt, so what's short is short. Are you sure you won't give a discount? So it was you after all. Give me the coins you swiped from me. If I'm $20 short, I wouldn't be able to enter the race, would I?
No.
Wouldn't be able to enter the race and win, would I?
No.
Now we move to the next chapter.
What are you doing, Poco Loco? I'm counting the clouds in the sky. I wanted to do this before. I wanted to see how many clouds I could count in one day. I'm asking you, why are you lying on your ass all day and not working? You know a thing called Tenchu Satsu? Old man.
Huh?
I'll say it again. Tenchu Satsu.
Huh?
I went down to the city 3 days ago. I lost at gambling. So I asked my gypsy landlady to tell me my fortune. I should have done that before I lost. The lowest point in your life is called Tenchu Satsu. But listen, I'm the opposite of the worst. Starting next month, I'm gonna be at the happiest point in my life for 2 months. So whatever I do, it's all good for those 2 months. You mean that dirty old hag who sits around in the streets only during the summer? Yeah, so I'm planning to enjoy that. Then I'll tell you something, looky. You see that forest? The landlord gave us a job to plow a new field over there. No way, man. That's swampland. From now on, I'm gonna live the easy life. Why don't you do it? People like me and your dead father were freed from slavery 25 years ago, but life hasn't changed one bit. We will never live the easy life. The landlord said to do it in 1 month. I thought you could handle the job. Hey, I think you should loosen the harness on that horse 1 notch. That mare is pregnant at 4 or 5 months. I've lost count of the clouds. I'll just start over. Which one was the 48? I even talked it over with the landlord to raise our plowing pay from 1,000 to 1,200 bucks. Participation fee, 1,200 bucks. Old man, pay for the new field. How much did you say it was? Come on, I'm calling the sheriff right now. That man did steal your $20. I can deal with that later. If you counted up the money, give me the receipt. And put today's date on it too. Which town will I be in until the start of the race in 2 days?
It's not over, man. Turn around. You think you're so big over $20? Is that your weapon? The dirty round thing by your side? Well, go ahead and do it. Just kill me with that thing.
Hey, shut up. Shut up, I'm waiting for the sheriff.
You're dead.
Damn, he got my gun.
If I felt like it, you'd be dead now.
You're perceptive, but such an easy kill. You didn't catch me, right when I took the cash from you. You listened to me, you bastard. I'm faster than you. I won't settle like this. You humiliated me. I'm gonna stalk you down. I'm gonna enter that race. I'm gonna stalk you and block your way the whole way through. I'm seriously thinking about annoying you from the bottom of my soul. If you're done talking, give him the gun back. No, I'm not gonna charge him. I'll forget about it. Let him go and give him the gun back. Pick it up. But if you do, that'll be the sign. If you're really gonna bother me. What is it? What's all that noise? Damn it, this is real bad. Let me through. Where's the sheriff? Get him over here really quick. You guys, what is it? I can't see in front of me. Move it, damn it. I can't see. Jesus. Over there, sheriff. No fights are allowed on this beach. Yeah, you serious about this? It's just a joke. Hey, I'm getting scared by your face. Everything I said was just a joke. I'm just a pickpocket. Good luck with the race, I mean. You two, what are you doing here? No! I'm not a nice guy. Let go of that gun and see a doctor before lunch.
You bastard.
Yeah! Sheriff, we should... No, there's no problem. It was just a duel. No laws were broken. Let him go. The duel was fair on both sides. You saw that? What did he do? He threw that steel ball in his belt at the good man's arm. Then it accidentally bounced back. No, move. I told you guys to move. Let me through. Ah, why you? That's wrong. That's not what happened. The steel ball was spinning at high speed. It was still spinning when it hit the guy's arm. Hey you, what's with that steel ball? Let me see it just one more time. Hey, don't touch it. It's still spinning. This story is the tale of me starting to walk. Not in the physical sense, but in an adolescence, adulthood sort of way. My name is Johnny Joestar. After meeting that man, Gyro Zebuli, who was full of mysteries from the beginning to end.
Okay, I think I'll call that the end of this episode. We only did 2 chapters instead of 5 chapters. I hope you can forgive me. Put lots of feedback down below. You know what you need to do. Positive feedback, negative feedback. I'd love to hear both. Thank you for watching and enjoying all the way to the end. Amazing. I think this is a great place to call an end to this episode. It's a good ending. Hope you're excited for the next one. I have no idea when it's going to come out. Thank you.